Hey, this is Dave Gloss with Here's My Chance, and we're on site here at Rittenhouse Square with the folks from Frank's Kitchens. We have
Jeffrey Cox,
Joe Campbell,
and John Petrino.
They are the brain-children and geniuses behind this beautiful, not monstrosity, but I would call it an artistic, sustainable energy, magical. How would you describe it, Jeff?
art.
Art. It's art. So I want to kind of walk through. We're here on behalf of Clean Currents, talking about the power of sustainable energy, about seeing the power of sustainable energy in Philadelphia, and want to sort of turn back to these guys. Like, what inspired your design? Like, what led to sort of this area, and what you guys came up with?
Well, you gave us a phone call, and as for wind turbine, and you kind of think about. Okay, what does that mean? How do you go about that? So,
the first thing we did was kind of go through our shop. I mean, we have a pretty wide collection of salvage stuff. It's kind of weird when you look at it. You walk in our shop and you're going to see like a chopped up car, some bicycles, some mechanical parts. But all those are we salvage through to really we save for future projects. And when Dave called us. And the first thing we did was just go into our scrap pile and start looking like, oh, this could be the handle, there's the turbine, there's our sprockets, there's the, okay, let's pull out the trailer that we have too. It's like all these things are essentially come from our shop. And
it's really, it's economical, and it also takes things out of the waste stream and puts them into use. But most things you build, somebody else has already built at least that component of it somewhere before. So if you just look around and say like, okay, this could work for this could work for this, it saves us a lot of work. It's more creative, it's more fun, and it takes things out of the waste stream, and it kind of gives it a unique kind of look and
another thing
vibe to it
that's
as well.
really cool too is that a lot of these components, because someone's already built it, a complete stranger can walk up to this thing and start recognizing, oh, that's this, but I didn't know I can use it for that, or this is that, or wow, I noticed that off of this.
You'll see on the hub, that was an old axle that we cut, and we used the braking from it, the hub, and that whole assembly, and then
it's from a car hub.
It's from a car. So if you look underneath the back of your car, you might actually see that same axle, and that's what we're using up top for the central mount for all the turbine. And then the back end's just a sprocket that's run down to a chain. They're industrial parts that are used in many different facilities that you'll see. This wheel is a seat. That was a simple chair, and cut off the legs for it and wound up repurposing it so that that's something to spin on. And then this lever over here, that's the brakes for emergency brakes off another car. Completely different one. So we have two vehicles, some industrial equipment, a regular chair, and all kinds of stuff cobbled together into this to make it happen.
And it doesn't even break the manicure.
It does not break the manicure. It's a very thoughtfully designed.
And how many pop rivets do we have in the blades?
I'd say probably about
250 to 300?
200 to 300 pop rivets. Yeah, so the one thing that was the heavily manufactured thing was the blades themselves, because aside from actually purchasing turbine blades, which are ginormous, we had to, we got some sheet steel and we formed them ourselves. It's a really fun part of the build, because that's where we could really inject our creativity and our engineering to these custom fabricated blades that are fit for this project, and that was a really fun part of it, just designing that.
And they're actually functional
airfoils.
They're actually a functional airfoil. If the wind is blowing fast enough, the blades will spin.
But we don't have wind today, unfortunately.
If you pull it apart, all it is a simple tube, and then we wrap the sheet metal around that, and then pop riveted those edges, and that by making the one side longer than the other, that gave us our airfoil shape.
It's like a teardrop.
Yeah, almost like a teardrop. So if you actually look at it, and then you look at a plane wing or an airfoil or a turbine blade, it's pretty much the same thing.
That's awesome. Now, I just wanted to thank these guys. It's been a fun process working with them, collaborating, trying to come up with alternative ways to have people pay attention to causes. Sustainable energy, you can talk about it and you can think you understand it or be behind it, but wanted to give people a chance to see it and get into it. So I want to thank you guys for that. Again, these are the folks from Frank's Kitchens, of Dave from Here's My Chance, and we're on behalf here of Clean Currents, trying to make sure Philadelphia is going to become the greenest city in the country.